Mike, this is Roger Riedmiller of Lori on the Line. How can I help you?
Yeah, I've got a friend of mine who's had carpal tunnel surgery done on both wrists, done within the last 4 months. And I was wanting to know how the work comp settlement works on that. If they have a maximum payout they have, or...
Well, okay. If his injury is under the new law, he may actually qualify for a work disability if he isn't able to return to work. Is he able to return to work?
Yes.
Making the same amount of money as he was making before?
Yes. Been working, had surgery over the weekend, and returned to work the next following Monday. So.
Well, I don't mean to waffle, but it will depend upon whether it's an old law or new law case as to whether or not you do one calculation or the other. If it is an old law case, then if he has bilateral carpal tunnel syndrome, it's 2 scheduled injuries, each worth at a maximum 200 weeks of workers' compensation benefits, multiplied by the percentage of impairment per arm, and that remaining amount is then multiplied by the applicable workers' compensation weekly rate to his case, which is based upon the gross average weekly wage he was earning at the time of the accident, taking in consideration average weekly overtime and his hourly rate, assuming he was a full-time employee. If it's a new law case, then his injury is to both upper extremities. It is a whole body claim, and you take 415 weeks and multiply that. Now I'm assuming he wasn't paid any weekly work comp benefits. Do you know if he was paid any weekly work comp?
None at all.
Okay, so you wouldn't subtract anything out of that formula, out of either formula for that matter. You would multiply 415 times the appropriate percentage of functional impairment to the body as a whole that he has sustained, and then multiply that remaining amount by, again, the applicable weekly workers' compensation rate. I would suggest that your friend sit down. I think this may be one of those that he doesn't need to hire an attorney on, but have him sit down and go over the details of both formulas and try to see if that attorney can pinpoint the date of accident in his case, so that he will understand whether it's an old law or a new law claim, and then his rights, he can make a decision based upon that on what or how he enforces his workers' compensation rights or entitlement to a workers' compensation award. He is entitled to that if he suffered any degree of permanency of impairment as a result of carpal tunnel surgery. I assume he had surgery on both of his arms, right?
Yes, one about 4 months ago and the other one about a month and a half ago.
You know, it depends on what the doctors rate him at. I've seen ratings of 2 to 3% for surgery, on up to 10, and on rare occasion 20% per upper extremity. So, and that's another thing he may want to evaluate, getting other opinions on the ratings. Don't just rely upon the treating doctor's opinion with respect to the permanency of injury or permanent impairment of function that he has sustained. Thank you, Mike, for your phone call and very interesting question. All right, let's go to our next